Okay, so we are back in the book of Job. We had left off at Job chapter 8, and chapter 7 was basically where Job was going to God and pretty much complaining, asking God, why is this happening to me, basically? Why am I going through this? He's pretty much, just trying to get understanding for the trials that he's going through. And that's where we left off. And it goes into chapter 8. Now he's going to Bildad, or whatever, however you say that name, or friend number 2. And let's read. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, "How long will you say such things? Your words are blustering wind." Basically, without form or meaning. That's the note that I took right there. Does God pervert justice? And does the Almighty pervert what is right? So basically, his friend is saying he deserves it, basically, which is crazy. He's even worse than friend number 1. When your children sinned against him, he gave them over to the penalty of their sin. But if you will seek God earnestly and plead with the Almighty, if you are pure and upright. Notice he's saying if a lot, which God already said that he is pure and upright. Even now he will rouse himself on your behalf and restore you to your prosperous state. So his friend is saying, do good works and God will bless you. Nothing bad will happen. Lies. Your beginnings will seem humble. So prosperous will your future be. He just happened to be right. I just noted that right there. Not because what he was telling him was wisdom, but it just so happened to be that, God did in the end prosper him. Ask the former generation and find out what their ancestors learned. For we were born only yesterday and know nothing, and our days on earth are but a shadow. Will they not instruct you and tell you? Will they not bring forth words from their understanding? Yes, we can learn from our elders, but right here is the wrong implication of this example he's using is wrong. Can papyrus grow tall where there is no marsh? Can reeds thrive without water? While still growing and uncut, they wither more quickly than grass. Such is the destiny of all who forget God. So perishes the hope of the godless. What they trust in is fragile. What they rely on is a spider's web. They lean on the web, but it gives way. They cling to it, but it does not hold. They are like a well-watered plant in the sunshine, spreading its shoots over the garden. Pause right here. So he's using nature references, but they're false implications. So not in the right context, not for this situation. Also here, wisdom from learning from elders, but not the right implication. Okay, spreading its shoots over the garden. It entwines its roots around a pile of rocks and looks for a place among the stones. But when it is torn from its spot, that place disowns it and says, I never saw you. Surely its life withers away, and from the soil other plants grow. So I'll just kind of come over here. So all of this chapter 8 it's all built from Eliphaz, which is friend number 1 in the previous chapter. It's based off of what he was saying. He was coming up with a whole bunch of observations, and he was saying that this is happening due to sin. So he had dreams and etc. So it was based on his own personal observations. And then friend number 2 in chapter 8, Bildad, he's basing everything off of traditions. So Bildad is saying that if Job confesses or repents, confesses and repents, God will bless him again. So all of this is done with no mercy from both friends. They're both standing for justice with no mercy. And I wrote a note right here, Psalm 85:10, mercy and truth need to meet, right? So it doesn't matter if they're telling them all of these pieces of wisdom, there's no mercy. Surely God does not reject one who is blameless or strengthen the hands of evildoers. He will yet fill your mouth with laughter and your lips with shouts of joy. Your enemies will be clothed in shame, and the tents of the wicked will be no more. I put right here, I underline enemies. So what happens to you since you're hating on Job? Because basically he's just hating on him, right? This is opinion with no grounds for truth. He's just hating on Job. So what does this statement say to you? Your enemies will be clothed in shame, and the tents of the wicked will be no more.